Hello there. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thanks for joining us. My name is Mark, and today I'd like to talk about why native plants are important, not just for the garden, but for the future of life itself. Restoring our natural habitats is vital to preserving biodiversity. Every patch of native plants we grow, whether it's in a backyard, a community park, or even a container on a balcony, becomes part of a larger effort to sustain the living landscape for birds, pollinators, and countless other species.
Over the past century, we've reshaped the land around us. Cities and suburbs have carved up once intact ecosystems and replaced them with pavement, lawns, and ornamental plants from other continents. The scale is hard to imagine. The US has lost about 150 million acres of habitat and farmland to urban sprawl, and lawns alone, those carefully manicured green carpets, now cover over 40 million acres. But lawns and exotic ornamentals don't function as real ecosystems. They're beautiful in a decorative sense, but they don't support life. And the scattered remnants of wild land left behind are simply too small and fragmented to sustain the diversity of wildlife that once thrived there. Native plants are the foundation of the food web where they evolved. They've developed alongside local insects, birds, and mammals for thousands of years. Without them, much of the living chain begins to break. Here's one striking example from entomologist Doug Tallamay. A native oak tree can host over 500 species of caterpillars. A ginkgo tree, commonly planted in cities, supports only 5. And when it takes over 6,000 caterpillars to raise a single brood of chickadees, the difference isn't minor. It's the line between survival and collapse. Unfortunately, most plants sold in nurseries today are imported ornamentals. Many do little for wildlife, some even escape cultivation, spreading aggressively and pushing native species out of their own habitat. The good news is the solution is simple. Choose native plants. Every tree, shrub or flower we plant from our region helps restore the balance. Once established, native plants thrive with minimal care. They're already adapted to local soils, rainfall, and climate. From the pale greens of spring to the fiery reds of autumn, native plants bring seasonal beauty. Their flowers, fruits, and seeds aren't just decorative, they're alive with purpose, feeding birds and pollinators at every stage. Lawns and bark-mulched landscapes often rely on heavy chemical inputs, fertilizers, herbicides and pesticides. In fact, the average lawn has 10 times more chemical pesticides per acre than farmland. By planting natives, we reduce those risks and create healthier spaces for ourselves, our families and our communities. Native trees like oaks and maples act as long-term carbon sinks. Less mowing also means less fossil fuel use and cleaner air. Because they're adapted to local conditions, native plants need far less irrigation. That means less strain on water supplies and lower costs for homeowners. Perhaps the greatest benefit: native plants sustain life. Butterflies, moths, hummingbirds, bees, bats, and countless other creatures depend on them. Monarchs need milkweed, swallowtails rely on native parsley and dill relatives. Native nuts, berries, and seeds keep birds and mammals fed year-round. When we plant natives, we create habitat right at our doorstep. Our landscaping choices matter. They affect birds, pollinators, and the health of entire ecosystems. By planting native species, each of us can help transform fragmented, lifeless spaces into vibrant sanctuaries. And it's easy to get started. The Audubon Society has a free online tool. Just enter your zip code to discover which native plants thrive in your garden and which birds they'll attract. I've included a link in the description. So next time you dig a hole in the soil, remember, you're not just gardening, you're helping to restore biodiversity. You're giving wildlife a fighting chance, and you're making your own surroundings more beautiful, resilient and alive. Because every native plant is more than just a flower or a tree. It's a thread in the great tapestry of life. And when enough of those threads are woven back together, the whole landscape can come alive again. So thanks for joining me, and as always, let's keep growing a wilder, more connected world.